All right, so I got cheap. I decided to use some bridge diodes that I already had. I didn't want to go spend the money on some diodes. And it wasn't easy to find the package style either, so I just went ahead and used what I had and kind of bodged them in here. So it's not the prettiest, it's not the prettiest thing, but it'll be fine. There's a lot of room inside this oscilloscope, so it's okay that they kind of stand up. The only problem was this one. There's a board that plugs in right here with all those transistors, so I had to be careful with this one not spilling over. And I had to be careful in this plane because there's a board that plugs in this direction, and so everything had to be kind of smushed over this way. So anyway, that fit. I needed to go find some resistors, and before we, well, here. I went to the junk store, not the junk store, I went to a good store actually. There's a place in town called Anchor Electronics, and they have everything you need, usually. And I got some capacitors. We can take a look at those. Did they give me the right ones? Yeah, they look like the right ones. So we can replace these capacitors. And I got some 68 ohm 2-watt resistors. So should be pretty much that size, yeah. They look looks about the same. So let's zoom back out here. So they will go here and here. So the interesting thing is, why do these get so hot and die? And looking at the schematic, I think I have a clue. So this is the plus 12 volt section, and this is the minus 12 volt section. And this chip is both a plus regulator and a minus regulator both. It has a 12 volt zener in it, so it runs the 12 volt side, and there's a 12 volt adjust here. And then it mirrors it over to minus 12 volts, so there's a balance adjustment someplace else. That might not have dealt with it here, just usually just mirrors it. But you can do a balance adjust on it. So the way this thing works is it regulates the 12 volts, but it's not enough current, so you have to have a pass transistor. So here's the pass transistor for the plus side, here's the pass transistor for the negative side. And it also has current limiting capability, so it monitors the voltage across pins 4 and 5, and that's just a diode drop across a transistor. So if you get more than 0.6 volts across these two, then it'll start the current limit. All right, so we have these 2.2 and 2.2, that equals 1.1. And we're looking at a voltage of that of 0.6 volts. So if we take 0.6 volts and we divide it by 1.1, we get 550 milliamps. So this thing should shut down at 550 milliamps, which doesn't seem quite right unless I did that calculation wrong. This thing seems like it's designed for about a 3 amp supply on both sides. These are good for 3 amps. The diodes are good for 2 amps. Maybe it's a 2 amp, 1 amp, at least an amp. But it looks like it's shutting down at half an amp. So I could probably just replace this all with 3-terminal regulators though. So yeah, probably want to do that. But anyway, I digress. So the voltage coming in is 21 volts and the voltage going out is 12 volts. So we have a 21 minus 12. We have a 9 volt drop from here to here. And this 68 ohm resistor here that is the one that burnt up shouldn't get that hot because the current should come through this transistor and go around it. It should actually come here and go around it and not go through that resistor. That resistor really is across the emitter collector to make sure it shuts off. And so what it seems like is basically this transistor went out of circuit, or this chip is completely dead and it's not even turning on this transistor. So all of the current just had to go straight across. So we had all of the current going through here. So we had 9 volts. So if we had 9 volts across 68 ohms, we would have 0.13 amps going through there. But let's assume that it's, yeah, I guess that's probably worst case, unless this thing is just going, let's say worst case. Let's say we have 21 volts across there. We have 21 volts across 68 and 69 ohms. We have 300 milliamps flowing here, I squared R. So if we squared this and we put in the 68, we have 6 watts. Yeah, so 6 watts going through a 2-watt resistor. Yeah, that's not good. So I think that's what happened, is that basically this circuit failed and all of the current had to go through the 68 ohm resistor. Now the little 1 ohm resistor, he's not going to get hot because I squared R there. If it was say 200 milliamps going through we're only getting 44 milliwatts being dropped there, and these are both half-watt resistors, and they're in parallel, so you have at least a watt of dissipation over here. So those, if you go measure those resistors on the board, these are measuring just fine. It was that burned up. So anyway, the very, very poor explanation of all of the current went through the 68 ohm and burned it up. Okay, done. What that means also is we might have had 21 volts going to our entire circuit. Now, hopefully the circuit loaded it down a bit, and we had a voltage drop across the 68 because it was getting hot. So there must have been a voltage drop across the 68. So hopefully it didn't fry anything else, but it might have. But 21 isn't too terrible. A lot of circuitry could probably handle 21 volts. So anyway, we will have to do that. So order of the day is to replace the 68 ohms and go from there. All right, there we go. So now I have 68 ohm resistors, and I used their leads to complete the traces. So they are all in there. There was a solder bridge here that I don't know if that caused the problem in the first place, but there was a solder bridge that shouldn't have been there. It didn't look like it was a rework. It looked like maybe somebody, I don't know. It seems like it was original, but maybe I was mistaken. Do you like all my bodge wires over here? That's really, really ugly, but I wanted something stiff, so it worked. So anyway, doesn't matter. It's going to work. Doesn't have to be pretty. It has to be functional. Neatness does not count. All right, so the next thing I want to do is I'm going to replace all these capacitors. Since I'm here, I mean, I might as well since I'm here, and the capacitors are like 50 cents each, something like that. So, so I will replace those, and the next step will be to power it on. So, nice thing about bridge rectifiers is they don't need to have AC coming into them. I can just run this thing on the bench power supply. I can just run DC through here. I can run 21 volts DC through it, and see if this little chip here is doing its job or not. We can put a load on the output, on the 12 volt output and the minus 12 volt output, and see if this thing regulates, and go from there. All right, I've decided to clean it up a bit. I put some better wiring on the back end. It confused me, and I had to rewire it. Something was wrong in me looking at the circuit, and I discovered there's an error on the schematic. That's never a good thing when there's an error on the schematic. This plus and minus on this bridge was wrong, and this capacitor plus and minus was wrong. It needed to be flipped, and that's for the 5 volt supply. So that kind of confused me. And anyway, I've kind of cleaned it up, made it better. Anyway, it's all together, and I can power it up. And so I have I've programmed plus or minus 21 volts coming in, and then we can measure the voltage going out. So this is the minus rail, and that is right here at this Can you see that right here at this 68 ohm? That's the minus rail. I can zoom out a bit again. Oops, sorry. And so that's the minus rail, and the plus rail is this 68 ohm resistor over here, okay? So when I power on the, I'll have to reach around the camera here. Sorry, just a second. All right, so if I bring in my measuring device and we go to this here, we are measuring minus 20 volts, good. And I'll go over to the other one. We are measuring, focus, plus 20 volts, very good. So if we take a look at the minus 20 volts and take a look at the other side of the resistor, there's some current draw. There's also a little bit of current draw over here. I get about 19 volts, like 20 volts in, so it's about a volt drop on that. So that seems reasonable, but it's not regulating. Oops, sorry about that. Camera's sliding down. It's not regulating voltages, so my guess is that chip's probably dead. I'm going to poke around a bit more. I think I can find some of these used online, but I think that's definitely dead. I think I'm going to try that first before I go and just put in 3-terminal regulators. I just don't want to do much hacking if I don't have to. I'm already this far. If I can get that to work, then phew, I'm done. So I think I'll try to buy one of those and shove it in here and see if it works. But yeah. Turn this off over here. Let me show you. I've cleaned up the, that bridge was pretty ugly on the other side. So I've cleaned it up as well. I know the camera can't pick up black things very good, but yeah, this is much neater now. Feel much other about that. If anybody looks inside here, I don't feel embarrassed. And everything looks good on the other side. So yeah, it makes sense that if that died, then it would just start to pass voltage, which would go through that 68 ohm resistor, cook those, and there'd be a lot of current draw because it was trying to power up everything at 21 volts instead of 12 volts, and so it probably drew more current than it was rated for, and that made the bridge rectifiers cook as well. Like I said, I also replaced all of these. Replaced these 6 and replaced 1, 2, 3, let's see, 1, 2, 3, yeah, I think 3 of the little guys. There's some little 1 microfarad at 160 volts, and I replaced them with 2.2 microfarad, a little bit better. They were cheaper to buy I could get the 1 microfarad, but it was cheaper to buy the 2.2, so I put in 2.2s. Shouldn't hurt anything, it'll make it better actually. And replace those. I like to replace high voltage caps if I get around to it. So anyway, that looks pretty good. Everything looks nice and neat. So we're able to test this on the board, on the bench. I do need to build a little bit of a load for the plus minus 12, so we can load this power supply down and make sure it works at load. So while I'm ordering one of these, I'll work on a load as well.